The real reason why I got off social media was I wanted to stop comparing myself consciously and subconsciously to people. I dropped out of Instagram and the whole lot when I was basically at the height of my music career, because I knew that in order for me to follow the Christ-related path that I need to follow and get to know my Lord and Savior, I need to drop out one of the biggest distractions that I had in my life, which was Instagram at the time. Especially because that's where my career was, my path was, my social, my networks, my connections, my status. That's where everything was, and that's where I pushed a lot of myself. Of course, I had the YouTube, the TikToks and everything, but Instagram was my biggest thing at the time. One thing that it taught me was everybody's in a rush nowadays. Everyone wants the quick success. Everyone wants stuff immediately, but why don't we prepare ourselves and follow along the journey and understand the importance of the journey to keep pushing forward? We're human beings at the end of the day. Of course, our human nature wants stuff to be done quickly, The day and age that we're in now, the social media era, is that once we as people can stop comparing ourselves to other people's timeline, we'll eventually move forward as a society. If we keep comparing ourselves and on other people's timelines, you're just gonna hurt yourself. People do all the time. Comparisons is a thief of joy. That's what it is. I believe social media is the bigger culprit. Of course, people can compare other people's timelines from people at work or people as friends or people at church or whatever. You know, comparing yourself eventually just brings up jealousy and envy. That I'm just gonna tell you the truth. A lot of people will sugarcoat it and tell you, man, it's not that, man. Like, you know, like a lot of people hate on their own friends or anything like that. Like I've even told in one of my other videos, like I had a certain type of jealousy towards like my mates that were doing good. Even though I never envied them, I had the jealousy because I'm like, why can't I be like that? I'm putting the same amount of work or even more to a certain thing, but they were reaping their benefits and I never got to reap the benefits at the time. So understand that comparison is the thief of joy, and stop looking for stuff quickly and immediately. Everyone wants the quick blow up, the quick success. Everyone wants to be an overnight success, but people don't know that people have been grafting for 8-9 years. Right now, look at me. 4 subscribers. I'm uploading every day. I'm trying to upload all the time and keep going. For me, I'm trying to keep pushing content, and whether that builds me to 100 followers in 2 years, so be it. We might have to make changes then, but I'm gonna keep pushing because I have to push through with my passion, and I have to understand my timeline is my timeline. I can't compare with someone else's timeline that blew up in 2 months and they got 1 million followers. I can't. I always pray to God and tell him, if it's in your time, you let it happen, Lord. If it's not, then you can't. I wanted to go to the NBA. I didn't make it. People could say, oh, from talent or from thing, but it just wasn't my destined path. I wanted to become the biggest Afro pop artist or Afro beats artist in the world. It wasn't in my path. Jesus led me another way. I got big dreams and big goals. Even now, like, I don't want to put them on thing, but you guys will see, like, I'm going to make another channel, but as you guys know, I'm just going to keep pushing and try to build a community here just to give wisdom. That's my biggest thing. Everyone expects immediate results, but good things take longer. Everyone knows that, but no one wants to accept. Good things come to those that wait, but no one wants to accept that. You know, especially when you're younger, you just want stuff quick. When I was younger, I thought by the time I'm 21, I'm gonna be a millionaire. By the time I'm 25, I might have a mansion and everything. No, it wasn't in my path. But nowadays, in society that we live, you see 21-year-olds or 18-year-olds got nice cars. People talking about how I made 200K a month, this and that. But that's not your life, that's their life. And you don't know what they've been through or what they had to go through to get that money. It's a crazy world we live in. Some people might have sold their soul to get that money. Some people really might have grafted and put in the work to get that money. Some people could have sacrificed years of their life or years of not meeting their family or anything to get that money. Understand that your timeline is your timeline. Don't try to rush time or your timeline at all. Don't think that God's gonna give you the opportunity when it comes. It's like Job. Like, he went through a lot of hardship. Same thing. He had to persevere and push through the pain in order for God to let him reap his rewards or his benefits. Even in the Bible, in Genesis 12:21, like Abram, he wanted a kid with his wife Sarah. Obviously, they got older and they were in a rush, and God promised Abraham he was going to become a father of a great nation. You know, obviously, eventually becoming Israel. Not the Israel now, you know, but like the Israel from before. You know, like back in the thing, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, God basically told him like, hey, your time will come. But Abram was in a rush. And then that's when obviously I think that's when Ishmael was born through Hagar. And when people would understand that Abram pushed and tested God's hand and kept on trying to rush his own timeline when God wasn't ready to give Abram the timeline that he needed to go through. Basically, it was rushing the process. At the end, though, eventually God gave his promise to Abram and it was fulfilled through Isaac. You know, crazy thing is, sometimes we're so desperate for God's promise that we can manufacture our own timeline or manufacture our own version of it. As people know, in this modern society, people want the money. People want the relationships quick. They want the success, they want the body, they want the career goals quick. Sometimes waiting is part of the preparation. And in order to get something, you need to prepare. You can't just flat out go out and get something. You can, if you're thinking about just like the regular, like small things. But if you're now wanting to understand that the whole concept of why not rush is a big thing, just look in the Bible. It says in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, it says there is a time for everything. So you now put that in your head and focus on understanding the journey, understanding what you need to achieve. Don't try to force stuff, because if you force stuff, you're going to want to rush. And when you rush, it's most likely never going to be a great outcome. So yeah, keep pushing forward, prepare for your journey, and keep God at the center of it. That's the best outcome.